What up? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And look at you. You done stumbled upon little OTB Saints, where we bring you all the latest black and gold coverage.
Who are the Saints going to draft? Who's going to be their quarterback? What does the salary cap look like? All that information and more.
Hope you enjoy it. Like, subscribe. How about some Saints football? As the New Orleans Saints officially signing Lucas Patrick to a one-year deal. I kind of like this signing, Jake. This is a former UDFA for the Green Bay Packers, an interior offensive lineman. Spent 7 seasons, the last 7 seasons of the Packers and the Bears. Last year, actually started 15 games for Chicago. They had some injuries. He started 15 games in 953 snaps, 25 hurries, 2 quarterback hits, no sacks. Again, you don't sign a guy like this thinking he's going to be like, awesome. He's just going to be your cure-all. But you get a cat who, again, started 15 games last year, didn't give up a sack. And if you look at his career, Nick Underhill's broken down the snaps by position. He's got nearly 2,000 starts He's got nearly 2,000 snaps at center, 1,200 at right guard, about 630 at left guard, a couple at left tackle. So that's neither here nor there. But this feels like on a Saints team that has a lot of playing time up for grabs in the interior, probably especially at left guard. This feels like a guy in Lucas Patrick who doesn't just give you depth help, though he can be that swing man if anybody goes down, but also could work his way into being a starter.
You have open spaces for a guy like this, too.
Yeah.
And again, it's not a situation where it's a fix-all. It's not going to be the long-term answer, but the Saints probably looked at how they drafted and where they ended up on free agency and kind of look at their roster and say, hey, we need to bring somebody else in to compete because we don't know what Ryan Ramczyk is going to be. We don't know where our first-round pick is going to live. We don't know if Trevor Penning's going to step up. We don't know if we're going to need Landon Young at tackle or guard. I mean, there's a lot of questions there. And so you go get a player that you know has started multiple times for multiple teams and can handle a situation where he's thrown in there to something that's, it's new to him. Like, he's not a rookie. He is not a first-year player. He's not a second-year player. Like, he has been through the fire. And so they know they can add him to the starting lineup. And, again, you're not going to get elite play, but you're going to get probably something that can solidify, a first-round tackle, an Eric McCoy next to him. Hopefully Cesar Ruiz plays a little bit better. Then you got to figure out right tackle if Ramczyk's not ready to go. But, I mean, you have open spaces, and a guy like this can fill that. We kind of did this in Denver the year I was there. There was a bunch of us that were kind of there on 1 or 2 year deals, and it was Jim Leonard, and it was myself. It was Dan Copen at center, who had played a long time for the Patriots. Now, Dan Copen's career was better than just average. I mean, he had a really good career, but he's on the backside of it. We had Keith Brooking. I mean, we signed a bunch of veteran guys on 1 year deals to try to plug a little bit here. Now, some of us were starters. Some of us were just depth pieces. And some of us were there in case of emergency. But it's what we did in Denver, and they had a really nice draft that year. The rookies played as well, and it can work. It's not a long-term solution, but it can work for 1 year, 1 run.
Yeah, and look, it's not any great overcommitment. I think this is an upgrade. That's the only thing, right? Yeah. Is that, anytime you sign someone, you want to feel like, okay, does this bring value? And I'm not going to make too much of it, but I do think he brings value. At rookie minicamp this weekend, Talisi Fuaga was repping a little left tackle. And it was interesting to hear him kind of talk about after the practice because basically everybody's really upfront with it. The Saints leadership was just like, we just want to see, can he play left tackle? Mm-hmm. And Fuaga himself basically said, yeah, look, I mean, I'm just a little rusty. He talked about cross-training there during the pre-draft process, but that he's never had game reps over there. We kind of had the conversation the other day of do you even try him at left if they're just going to try to rush their best pass rusher against your weakest tackle no matter what? But yeah, the Saints basically just saying, yeah, can he play left? And maybe that doesn't even mean that you keep him at left, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe it just means, we feel comfortable with him being an emergency option there. Only time will tell and how he does. But for what it's worth, at rookie minicamp, Fuaga's starting on the left side of that line.
It's rookie minicamp, and so you don't have a lot of bodies out there. Now, sometimes, even though it's rookie minicamp, I went to rookie minicamp.
Yeah, you have a few uppers normally show up.
I went to rookie minicamp going into year 7.
No pinning there, though.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, which I'm a bit surprised about.
I'm a little bit surprised because why are you not there? Like, you hadn't got a lot of reps.
I agree. I'm a bit surprised that the Saints aren't forcing him there. Like, I don't know how Trevor Penning is comfortable enough to not think that maybe some of those, like, maybe it's because he's a first-round pick. Because, like, generally the older guys who have to go to rookie minicamp are
somebody like me who I signed a deal. It was kind of like hey, do you still got it? And if you do, we'll offer you a contract.
Yeah.
Or it's guys that have been practice squad
UDFA,
guys.
P squad guy, yes.
Yeah, it's very rarely will you get a veteran player. I'm trying to think who.
It just feels weird that, I mean, still, given how poorly Penning's career has gone thus far, it seems like he would have been a perfect a perfect candidate for a little rookie minicamp.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. Like, he could gain some confidence from something like that too. Maybe being like he feels like he's a little bit of an older head and he can go out there and have some success in a rookie minicamp. He hasn't played enough for me not to go. And I know, he is a first-round pick, but I would certainly have him out there. And if the plan is to try him at left tackle, why would I not want to get a look at him at left tackle and Fuaga at right tackle? Now, you could say, well, they're counting on him so much they didn't want him to get hurt in rookie minicamp. Rookie minicamp is very pedestrian. I mean, you don't ever have pads on, obviously. You never put pants on. It is spider pads, jerseys, helmets, shorts.
Which, again, does make it kind of hard to evaluate offensive linemen anyway, so only time will tell. It was just interesting to hear Fuaga basically talk about how he was kind of struggling to verbalize why it's so much tougher, or why it's different, like just switching from right to left, saying that like offensive linemen get it. And outside looking at it, I don't think it's super hard to understand, right? You're basically flipping everything, whereas if you're so used to pass setting with your right leg kickback, then all of a sudden you're doing it with your left. Like, at a certain point, that became muscle memory for him at the right tackle position, whereas he's still now having to commit some mental resources to his technique that he didn't have to on the other side. So, look, let's not go too over the top of this. It's rookie minicamp. Just know they're starting Fuaga at left tackle right now. And just know that in the signing of, why am I blanking on his name? Lucas Patrick. In the signing of Lucas Patrick, I think the Saints got a nice interior option, maybe a frontline guy, definitely a swing guy that can play all three in the interior. So you got a little better on the offensive line there. Wow, just amazing black and gold takes right there, Jake.
I don't think I've ever heard any takes that are better than the two guys that just gave you that take.
And you can keep getting them by going ahead and liking, subscribing, ringing the bell to get notifications when we post. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next OTB Saints.